Boys, be completely honest, what makes a girl go from a 10/10 to a 1/10 instantly? Physical violence, infidelity, heroin, Scientology, needless cruelty. Scientology face. It's not a ranked list. They are all instant deal breakers, so technically speaking they are all tied for first. I dated a Scientologist. It was tough. Honestly, I feel like I have less compassion for cheaters than those struggling with a heroin addiction. Both are deal breakers, but I would probably be more repulsed by infidelity than heroin use. I'm weirded out that infidelity ranks higher than heroin in your list. So meth is okay then? Thank goodness. I don't know. If someone I loved got addicted to heroin, I would be very concerned. If someone I loved were unfaithful, I would stop caring about their heroin habit. Being a heroin addict doesn't make you a bad person. Infidelity does. A woman dancing a 10/10 with her trusty crack winking face, with tongue pike woozy. Meth is fine. She got that meth energy with that toothless head. Absolutely divine. No hobbies. I don't want someone who wants me to entertain them. I want someone who has their own life and their own friends and doesn't feel abandoned if I want to spend time on my own or going out with my own friends. I want someone I can be alone with where we each do our own thing but are within reach of each other. Laying on the couch reading while my girlfriend works is 10/10, and the days I work from home and she has off when she's just laying there like in my peripherals while I'm at my desk are 10/10 too. Exactly. Say no to codependency. My wife and I have been married for a decade. We are quite comfortable doing things together apart, or even being in the same room doing our own thing. It's not uncommon for us to be sitting on the same sofa, or reading a book while I watch a movie on my laptop or playing a video game. Sometimes just being in proximity is all you need. Most people have hobbies. Not everyone is very good at expressing them on the fly. I try not to read too much into that. That seems like plain dependency to me. Yet, dated girls whose only hobby seemed to be the relationships they'd have to distract themselves from the fact they have no interests. After working all day, the last thing I want to do is talk to you on the phone all night about absolutely nothing. A small chat about our days is fine. A 4-hour phone call where we listen to each other's breath is not. I used to date a girl who used to constantly text me saying how bored she was. I always felt under pressure to be funny and witty. I have a family member that has absolutely zero hobbies. The extent of their day is looking at stick on their phone. If I have one in my family, there's bound to be millions. I actually want someone who shares the same hobbies with me, but still isn't socially exhausting to be around with. TBH, I don't really have friends, but at the same time I wouldn't feel abandoned if my BF went out with his face. That exact thing has been a stalwart of my marriage. Over 30 years so far. I had this with my ex-wife. It's good for a while, but the gap grows. So happy to hear that you found love after you got eliminated from summer loving for hogging the zip line. I agree. I actually want someone who shares the same hobbies with me. That's not always necessary, TBH. I like to work on electronics. I make/modify simulator peripherals, and my wife likes to crochet and knit. We are perfectly happy just hanging out together in the same room working on our projects. Yes, I will frequently work on electronics projects while my wife sits nearby working on crochet or knitting. It's great. Having a relationship where you are comfortable just being near each other without feeling the need for constant interaction is great. Guys are literally together 24/7. You sound like us. My BF likes to game while I either work at my laptop on the couch or do crafts. We both just enjoy being in the same room doing our own thing. For toddlers, this is called parallel play. My friend and I, who both nannied toddlers, would have parallel play dates face and want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. Patrice O'Neill. I was in love with a girl when I was a teen. I was smitten. She was a 10/10. She had a cat. One day it made her mad, and she grabbed the cat and hurled it against the wall. I instantly despised her from there on out. Since she lived close, I also stole said cat a few weeks later. She didn't deserve Muffin. I renamed him afterward. I don't think she ever noticed I didn't talk to her anymore. I love that you saved the cat. Thank you for saving Muffin. The Muffin Man to the rescue. That thief of my dreams. I had a BF once who I thought I loved. I saw him one day while he thought I didn't see trying to kick my little dog out of the way. When he left that night, I never wanted to see him again, and I didn't. All hail cat saver Cornelius. If anyone hurt my animals, or any animal, that would be the end of it. You are several women's dream man. Tell us about the details of the cat caper. Was it a clandestine operation in the middle of the night? Did you have to use treats? Did you have a cat carrier? Did you just grab him and run? Thank you for saving Muffin. Legend. Good man. You're a real hero. You stole my heart too. Blake Snyder has entered the chat. Do you know the Muffin Man? Went to snatch. That Muffin Man snatched her muffin, gave her muffin the love it deserved. Being rude to service people or old people. Being rude to anyone, really. Standing up for yourself is one thing, but being rude is quite another. Exactly. Kindness to strangers is one of the reasons that I fell in love with my wife. A caveat to rejecting rudeness: I'm okay with someone is rarely rude, but when they are, realizes it quickly and apologizes. I've certainly done that, and I can't expect a partner to be perfect. Being rude to old people is fine if they are the entitled kind of old ikick. I'm not really sure what you are trying to say. Why would you use a horn on the sidewalk or bus? Just say, excuse me, can you let me pass? Literally every thread. This. And it goes to negative. Being rude to service people or old people, nah. I'm coming from Germany. Sometimes/often is the only possibility that they will make place on the sidewalk by using a horn, or when you want to get out of the bus. Being impatient isn't an excuse for rudeness. You'd get no dates from me. You just can't handle them at their worst/s. So duck and true. Treating restaurant staff badly, dishonesty, manipulative behavior. Yeah, I left a date 10 minutes in one time because she was rude to the waitress. I apologized to the waitress, tipped her, paid my half of the bill, and got the hell out. I was seeing someone much more attractive than anyone I've dated before. She was pretty chill and interesting. On our third date, we went to my favorite restaurant, and she was rude to the staff. I was so embarrassed that not only did I break up with her, I went back to the restaurant afterwards to apologize. Service work sucks enough without someone being awful. I'm a little mad and embarrassed now a year later thinking about that awful date. This is the way. Oh God, that is horrifying. It also sucks that you didn't find out until the third date. I feel like going out to eat has to be a first date test for a multitude of reasons listed on here. Lol. So you don't like Megan? https://youtube/qswjam5e crow. But sometimes it really is the wrong food and I don't eat what's been given to me. I'm here to say the first one. How people treat those serving them in any manner is so telling. What did she say? PLS, give us details. Sending food back. 18. Go to a music festival, and that might change your mind. I find it hard to believe someone with bad hygiene would even rate 10 to begin with. Damn, you just reminded me of a girl I finally hooked up with. Gorgeous little hottie. Dressed nice, great hair. She took me back to her place. I used her bathroom. Absolutely disgusting. No shower and the filthy tub was full of garbage. Where does she bathe? Then, because I was a bit drunk and still wanted to smash, we got in her bed. There were cigarette butts and ash on her sheets. I left. Grossed me out. No shower. Bad hygiene down there, face. What if she just doesn't brush her teeth? I had a girlfriend for a while who was drop-dead gorgeous, but her breath, it was foul, and I didn't enjoy kissing her. It wasn't super noticeable until we would kiss, but then it just turned me off so much. Could you just knock a memory loose for me? Same deal. Drop-dead gorgeous. Fantastic musician and DJ. Once we got to her place, it reeked of dog piss. Toilet stained with a golden brown ring that to this day hasn't remained matched in both color and intensity. Not to mention the ring around the bathtub. How was she so fine? I saw all of this after we hooked up, so it was too late to save the dinker. Good point, but youth is an amazing thing in this regard. Most people with bad hygiene start to look like stick in their 30s. Came here to say that. My roommate, who I used to plan on playfully seducing, just got pink eye and now tonsillitis. I always noticed that she rarely washed her hands or brushed her teeth, but I get home and remind her to wash her damn hands, and she didn't. Disgusting and dangerous. Pisses me off. Dude, you reminded me of an dating episode. So bad. Got invited to a little hottie's apartment. Got led to the bedroom. Cutest bed I ever saw. Peeled back the comforter, and there were cum/ass marks all over one particular sides of the sheets. If you have ever had a regular gal, who you banged often, you know what this looks like. That sheet looked like it was from Fleetweek if the sailors had come home to use her bed. They have to do a TikTok dance in the middle of a busy public area. I've never experienced this in real life, but even seeing it on video is physically painful. The second this starts, I would be running away, while simultaneously pulling the SIM out of my phone and breaking it. I'm headed to the airport to leave town, taking no risks on having to communicate with this person ever again, only to get on the plane and find someone doing a TikTok in the aisle. Absolute hell. Honestly, just any attention whoring/social media addiction behavior is a huge turnoff. Not interested in being your cameraman. Not interested in stopping what we're doing so you can preen and prance and make insta faces. Not interested in dealing with all the dudes constantly sliding into your DM who you're engaging with just enough to keep them on the roster. If I was on a date with someone and they started doing this, I'd just walk away. Imagine explaining this to someone 50 years ago. Because it's dumb. They use TikTok *. I unwittingly walked up upon some 20-something douche-waffle doing this in the chip aisle at my local grocery store. He had a tripod and everything. We locked eyes, and as my brain processed what I was witnessing, he became immediately uncomfortable and seemingly full of the shame he should have had in the first place, presumably as he looked upon this middle-aged man basically staring silently at him in bewilderment. It all lasted like 6 seconds, including the time it took him to snatch up the tripod and scuttle off towards the exit. This should be #1. Why? We live in an increasingly authoritarian dystopia on the edge of environmental collapse. Why begrudge people their small joys? My ex-wife. She is still hot, but mostly intolerable. Johnny Depp, is that you? Thanks. I'm working on my tolerability. My ex is on Reddit, so as far as I know, you are her. She's still hot, but mostly intolerable. Isn't that a heuristic? For every hot woman, there's some dude glad to be rid of her bullshit. Amber is not hot, though. I disagree. The crazier, the better. Go ahead and destroy my life, you 12/10 psychopath.